Only not. Well, hope everybody's good. Got a couple of little things I want to get done on the pond, and it's stuff we've discussed before in the past. And hopefully, if this works, then it could be something that you guys might be able to incorporate on your ponds. Let's get this opened up. So, you've all heard me talk about when we've been doing the filter and having to service the pumps when we did the video, how are they all doing with the new? I think it just top up here for everybody that's interested. We replaced the isolation valves from a gate valve to a ball valve. Best thing I've ever done. Absolutely brilliant. I can now service the pond pump with nothing more than just losing about as much liquid water from the pond as what a small little towel can soak up, which is brilliant. Exactly what we needed. I can now isolate the pond pump, and I can now make it so that I don't have, or I have as little spillage as possible. One of my subscribers, whilst on the live a couple of weeks ago, told me that he got something that he would bring to the show, and the gentleman was true to his word, and I met both him and his wife. We had a good natter at the show and a good talk and a chat, and sure enough, he actually brought a little gift for me. I'll show you what he brought me. So guys, this is what he brought, which is a inline filter, and this is something that I now want to incorporate on the pond. Put that there. This is a bag of pipe fittings and bits, nothing really all that interesting, but this is going to help so much with the servicing of the pump, making that I will have to do it less often, and the system will become less clogged with leaves that do sneak through and get into the filter system, for which you can see damp patch on the floor, as the filter overflowed the other day because we had an absolute storm again, and all the leaves from the acer getting blown around, leaves off of this bush getting blown around, and obviously onto the surface of the pond at first, sinks down to the bottom, gets sucked up through the pump. Next thing you know, it is then all trapped inside here, and what gets through gets fired up through the system. Yeah, so anything that doesn't get caught through in the first mechanical side of things then ends up getting trapped and sneaking its way through into the moving bed, and then the moving bed return bar, which allows the water to go from this chamber without letting the media sneak by through here and into the last chamber, and then returns back to the pond. Clogs up the filter, clogs up this, it overflows, and we end up with a wet floor. Now fortunately my son came home and it had only dropped like in the pond maybe an inch and a half, so the pump didn't switch off, pond didn't do anything, it didn't have any major issues to it in any way, shape or form, so we didn't really have much to be worrying about, but I'd rather see if we could prevent this. So the gentleman that provided me with the inline filter. Thank you very much, sir. You are an absolute star. It was lovely to chat with you at the show. He was true to his word. He was going to leave it with Crafty if I wasn't there, from Perfect Aquatics. If he didn't see me or he didn't catch me, but we did have managed to have a chat beforehand, and then he literally came and found me again and brought this over to me. Because look, this is what I'm talking about. Look here. We've got acer leaves, we've got oak leaves, and we've got an abundance of acer leaves and little plant leaves and everything else. These little leaves there which keep coming off of that bush, and they're all clogging up the filter. So now the next job is to try see if we can stop this from happening. So what we're going to try do is adapt this and get this in, but it's where to put it. Now I could put it in here in the corner there and attach it into this pipe, because that's the pickup feed just there. So it comes through, pick up from the bottom drain, up, along, through and into the filter house through the wall. But what should I do? Should I stick it on the outside and run the risk of that freezing up in the winter months, or do I bring it indoors and situate it here with a bit of alteration of pipe work again to make it so that the pre-filter is inside the shed prior to it going in the pump? Don't know. there is the dilemma. What I could do is split this here on this joint again, and if I get that separated off on that ball valve, make an elbow come in through and then make another elbow turn and back to the pump and slightly shift it this way a bit, but I think that's going to be a bit difficult. I think what would be easier is moving this plant pot over a little bit, dropping it in situ there, and then running it through into the main pipe work. But let's have a look inside this first, and let's have a see. So, right guys, what we've got is the first collar, which clamps down the seal on the vision panel at the top via the big rubber seal there. Then what we've got on the inside is a little basket with its own little handle, and inside then what we have is the way in, fills up the chamber, and then let's see if we can get that on camera for you, a bit dark, overflows from here back out and into the pond. So yeah, there's the idea. That's what we're going to try and get in, put it online. This side of it should plumb straight in to the normal size of my waist, but this side has got an adapter in that's in the inside there, and we want to try see if we can possibly get that out of there and then redone. Yeah, so this is going to be fun. I don't know if I should go internally inside the pond or whether or not I should stick it outside. Internally is going to be a little bit more awkward because I haven't got the room or the the space really by around the pump, and it's going to mean a lot more bends. If I put it in down here, I could semi-submerge it into the ground, take the first line in, and then connect back into the original pipework. My worry is, like I said, is just having that extra vessel that might freeze in the, you know, winter months. Well, there's nothing to say that I couldn't insulate it, cover it up, insulate around it before I put it in. There's always lag around it. Put a little bit of insulation around it as well. But that's one project. The koi did seem to be doing well. I don't know if it's just me wishful thinking, but I do believe that they might be growing a bit. But again, we have proper dropped off cold. Temps in pond are 14.5 again. 14.5. It's supposed to be summer. It's chuffing ridiculous, man. But things are looking better. Some of the fish have definitely, some of the, you know, the smaller ones that I've got, there's definitely starting to put some body on them. Like the red kajaku down here. Let's see if we can. The red kajaku down there, that's definitely getting some more body on that fish. The yamabuke, which is just coming into shot just there, that's definitely getting some more body on it. The Sankey, my original one, this one here is definitely getting some more body on it. There's the little yammy coming in there, but just at the side there is, oh, where did you go? That's underneath it. There's the lemon harawaki. That's doing well. Everybody does seem to be putting a bit of body on them. Even the new Sankey that I got from Exclusively Koi seems to be putting some body on it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll start getting some growth on them. That's the feeder's gone off early. Maybe about, time we are now, it's about 3/4 of an hour ago, half an hour ago. But they ain't coming up. They aren't also keen on it today. What do you think? I think they're starting to get a bit more body on them. So, the idea now is to try heat this piece of pipe up and get it out of this piece of the reducer to see if we can get it reused. Now, I know there's probably been a fair few other people that have done this video, shown this kind of thing, but hopefully, fingers crossed, for all those who haven't seen it, this is going to work. So, everyday heat gun, pair of pliers, flathead screwdriver. Warming up this piece of pipe with the heat gun. In the hope that we can soften up the solvent and the two components to separate them apart. That's the idea. But trying to be careful as to not warm up the section that we want to keep normal. if we can get hold of it with the pliers and give it a tweak and then break it and break the solvent, then all we need to do then is give it a gentle sand out on the inside and we can reuse this collar again, or this reducer. Sometimes you can put a screwdriver down the side of it and then you can prise it in a little bit, which gives you a separation. Get your pliers hold of it and then give it a twist and it breaks it off. Don't know if that's going to be enough, but we might have to keep going a little bit. Certainly got it started going. I get a bit more heat in there. You can see it's starting to take a little bit of a melting shape now. We can snap that piece off, give it a bit more warmth, soften it up a little bit more, and hopefully we'll have it separated. Get in there. Got rid of all the big bulk part off the end. Thank you. This has been the thicker plastic pipe, you know, the pressure pipe, a little bit tougher and a bit stronger than normal stuff. Just means warming it back up again and keeping it going, but as you can see there, 3/4 way out now. It looks like she's actually going to come out quite clean, to be fair. Taking all your pliers and just twisting it on the inside. Just warm enough to melt this plastic to make, wow, it's quite warm. Just warm enough to melt this plastic to make it pliable enough to be able to separate the solvent weld, leaving this component exactly as it was in the same shape. So now hopefully it says a light sand on the inside, and then we should be good to go. So with a bit of what I think now, I think I'm going to need one of these. This is a reducer. Yes. So a reducer to go into this section, and then that will then step that down to a piece of the original pipe work. So now I can get both ends connected back up from stepping down from that diameter pipe work to my high pressure pipe work, and it fits the tree. Nice snug tight fit. This onto that side, that into there. That's my inline filter then done. So that part now needs to go back onto the pump. Sorry, the this is the outlet, this is the part that reduces it. So that goes back into there, and I'll clamp back up onto that. So that's one problem solved. Bit of solvent weld in there. Light sand out, bit of solvent weld, and then that will be the feed in, if memory serves, feed in and out, dropping down into the basket, dropping through, down into the basket and out through to the pump and then to the filter. Job's a good one. This side already has the right size colour reducer, which was supplied by the gentleman, so that side goes straight in already. So all we need to do now is cut the pipe work and put it in between it, and we're good. This one in that side, and the other end is already reduced, it just needs to be solvent welded in. We're good. Now it's just to make his mind up where we're going to put it. Alright guys, we're going to give it a go. I'm going to fit it on the outside. Let me show you. So there we have everything we need. I mean, this is longer than what it needs to be, this pipe. It's all just loose fitted, nothing's solvent welded in as of yet. My only concern is if I fit this now and put this inline as is, that I may end up with a problem having this becoming airlocked. I don't know if the non-return valve will prevent, yeah, and whether or not I'm going to have problems priming this instead of priming as I do now. What I do now, so you can see, if I wanted to, let me just unplug this, move that cable out of the way. If I wanted to, like for example now, right, filter system's running, so I pause the filter, sorry, the pump, switch off that. Oh god damn, that's a bit on the, helps if you turn it right way guys, you spaz. Right, so that's switched off now, and then I normally switch this one off. And when I'm going to service my pump, all I do, undo this, take out the leaves that are in there, put that back on, and then open this one, which allows all the pipe work, all the water that's in this pipe, because it slightly runs uphill, which means all the water in this pipe work can trickle back through the UV and reprimes the pump, and then I open this one, which reprimes the pipe, and away the pump kicks off again. Now, having that in line, but having it here makes me wonder whether or not that will still work or not. That's the question. That's the issue that I might have. But I guess we ain't going to know until we give it a go. But there's a non-return valve there that should prevent any of the water flowing back to the pond. There's absolutely tons of poo all over the bottom, but I give them loads of mealworms yesterday. There's tons of poo all over the bottom. So we aren't going to know unless we give it a go. So worst case scenario, I have this system and I have that capabilities now of plumbing that in with a couple of minor adjustments and plumbing it into this pipework down here. Worst case scenario from that, I have, let's move that back over here, I have a bag of straight couplers and a length of pipe, which is I've got a couple of lengths of this, but this one will be ample long enough. If I needed to rejoin it again and take it out, it's a straight coupler, pipe work back in, a little bit of solvent weld, got some, and thank you to Dino, he'll give us a big tub of it, and we now have plenty of it. So if only I'd bumped into you a week before I bought some, Dino, but now at least I've got some as a backup spare, so appreciate it, mate. Which means then I can then get this all up and running and give it a go. The only thing I think I need to do is with this bit is I need to get this pipe at the same level of the original pipe, so I might have to just submerge that into the ground by a couple of inches, if that. Now it does have this little thing on this side, which I'm going to guess is a drain off valve, I don't know, but I'm questioning myself when really it's only going to be a matter of a little bit of simple pipe work. But whether or not it'll work and I can get no priming issues is the main thing. But I think it should. I think it should work. This should be pressurised the same as the rest of the pipe work, and it should stop it backflowing because of the retro non-return valve on the retro just before after the retro bottom drain. When I allow that water back in off the pipe, as long as this is closed and it flows back in there and fills that chamber back up, it should automatically start pulling water through again. I think. Let's try it. Let's give it a go and see. So, next thing now, shift these plant pots, see if we can get it in situ somewhere, and see if we can get something sorted out and done with the plumbing. Get back to you in a tick. Right guys, here we go. I've got absolutely no idea if this is going to work or not, but looking at that, it's looking promising so far, because we're holding water to the bottom drain and the vessel's full. We've got no leaks that I can tell of as of yet. We've got connected in to the drain, to the retro at bottom, so it comes through up and in, and no water levels dropped in the last couple of minutes while I've been just leaving that sat there. All we're going to do now is but open this valve and let that flow so that pipe's full, and then I've got to do is open this one and that works. Look, it backflows. Sweet. That means it's going to remain pressurised. Awesome. So all I need to do now is put this lid on and tighten that down. I'm going to use both hands. One sec. Hopefully you can see me there. I'll put this on, and it says do not over tighten, so we'll just give it a little tweak and we'll open that valve back up again, and that should fill up, and then switch on. And now we've got water being drawn out through the basket, and hopefully into the filter, drawing a bit of air there. We'll eventually get the airlock out, because it will get airlocked, I know that much. Well, it's running. It's running at 4,000 litres an hour anyway at the moment. That's the filter filling up. So we'll tweak it up a little bit and see what happens then. So now we have a leaf filter fitted to the retro bottom drain. Sweet. It worked, surprisingly. I thought that might have been a bit more difficult than that to prime. Happy days. Well then, let me keep my eye on it for a wee while, and I'll get back to you and let you know how it's going. Alright guys, so we've got that done. Seems to be running fine, no leaks, which is wicked. I've just turned the pump down just to 2,000 litres an hour. Of course, I'm just going to pop to the shop, but at present we've got, well, So you can see, you can't even see it either, which is even better. You'll be able to see it in winter months when all these greenery dies back. But system's there, system's in now, it's running, no leaks anywhere. So that's a good deal. All we've got to do now is just keep my eye on it for a day, because I don't want to do alterations of pipe work and have any problems. So I'm going to knock this down just because I'm going out. Just run it at the lowest, then that way I know it's just ticking over. We've got no problems. The beauty about this pump, even if it does run dry, that switches itself off because it's got an auto cut off on it. So I'm going to go to the shop, pick up some bits and bats, because I need to go get myself a new replacement bulb and the UV bulb for the mini pond. So I'm going to knock that light off for a minute. Take them tools and bang them back in my toolbox. But I need to grab a new one, a new bulb, because the mini pond now is completely bottle green. Look at that. I mean, you know, they say green water doesn't do them any harm, but I'd still rather see them and know that everything's alright in there. So I'm going to go get a new UV bulb, and I'm going to have to trim some of those reeds back a little bit because they've grown like crazy. So I'm going to down to my local, pick up a new bulb, and I'll be back with you shortly. Alright guys, we've had everything running sweet as a nut for at least 4 or 5 hours. New bulb for the UV in the mini pond has been fitted. Empty box. Get rid of that. Still got filter clean and the water change done. Still got a lot of protein. So, yeah, this is running nice now. All down there, out of sight, behind plant pots and everything. So it's kind of weird. I didn't get how it'd work. It kind of, if I switch the pump off and then I undo this, it blasts out everywhere. If I undo this while the pump's running, the pressure of this gets sucked down into place. So it's vacuumed in a sense, somehow. So I know 100% it's watertight and definitely no leaks, because it wouldn't have a suction fitting like that with the lid, because this outer collar screws down to hold this on, but I've taken this off while it's running just to see what happened, and I expected it to just blast off and start leaking, but it doesn't until you switch the pump off and stop the pressure. Then it'll leak, blast everywhere. Just to see how it, you know, just for interest to see how it worked. So we've got everything done, everything sorted. I'm going to give these guys a few mealworms. Let them have a bit of something too. As I said it, go on then, go bite. They're coming in here, okay, come on then. Give them a few mealworms, those going to the loo. Give them a little treat. There you go, see, shag first stroke, straight one up. We've all been feeding quite well today. They were a bit shy off it this morning. But I do personally think everybody's starting to put a bit of size onto them. I know it's not going to be nothing in comparison to what some people get on their fish, but they're definitely making a difference. as before, when I put that bigger kahaka in from Jeff, it made my chag look quite small. And the chag and the Beneginga not much more smaller than it. I mean, they're not the same size, but they're not much more smaller. But yeah, my little Sankey, not my new one, my old one. That looks like it's filling out. Hopefully, put up. There we go. Got a cup of coffee. Look at it. That pees me off. It's blowing an absolute gale here, and all we get is just leaves everywhere. Got a cup of coffee. This has had the new UV filter fitted, so hopefully a couple more. Sorry, UV bulb fitted. Must be Christmas. Papa Gonk, cup out. They're all looking good, they're all feeding well, they're all active. The red Kajaka definitely filled out. That's really put some size on it. And Matsukawa Baki looks like it's changing colours again. A load of Ginrin come up on its back. I haven't seen that Ginrin like that for absolutely ages. That's nuts. So that must be feeling a little bit better than it has been in the past. As if it's got the energies to be changing colour again. Unless it's summer related, I don't know. And I don't know how it is and how it works with them. I know they've got unstable sumi, so it constantly changes. But I haven't seen that fish look Ginrin since 3 or 4 months after Brandon picked it up. But that seriously has got some Ginrin coming back on it. Try and see if I can catch it and get it for you again on camera. But yeah, the Seragoi that I was gifted, thank you very much again, mate. Man, has that darkened off. Looks mint. The Ginrin's popping on that as well. The water's not as clear as it could be, or I'd like it to be, because we've got the feeder going and the tannins that come out of this food is unreal. But fish is starting to hit some size with it. We'll settle for that. Let me see if I can get a picture of a clearer shot of the Matsukawa Baki. Let's see if we can get it on camera. Sure, it just went down here somewhere. I didn't see it come back up. There we go. It's just coming behind the back of the bubbles there now. There's so much Ginrin on it. All across his back there, I don't know if you can see that, but I've got loads of Ginrin come back on it. Easy to show you, but it's totally changed again. What I love about them fish. That's my favourite thing about the Ginrin and the fish that I got from Vince. They're both changing this season again. Vince's fish, the fish that I got from Vince, which is from Madam Bayer, had like a black moustache on a white patch on its head. Now that white patch on its head, which was like a big rectangular patch on its head, has now turned into 2 dots, like 3 dots looking like that, and it's filled in and all the moustache looking effect is completely gone. It's mint. I love it. You get a different fish every season. Anyway, that's the mini pond sorted out. That's the new inline filter, pre-filter fitted, which will prevent my pump from getting clogged up now. I've taken the pump off and I've serviced the pump by closing off the both valves and taking it off and making sure. So now I'm going to see how it goes for a couple of weeks, and then a couple of weeks, and if the pump doesn't slow down in any way, shape or form, and then all I need to do just to service, just to pause the pump, undo that cap, lift it off, take out the basket. In fact, yeah, pause the pump, isolate both them, and then undo the cap on this, undo that, take out the basket, put the basket, clean it out, put the basket back in, screw the cap back down, open the blue one and then open the yellow one. That backflows then back through, fills up that chamber, and then it's just a case of hit the start button and we're away. I was a little concerned that it might be really difficult to prime. Piece of cake. Instantly first go, did it on its own. All I did was just open those two valves. That flooded back into the chamber, filled the chamber back up, that overflowed and then started to fill back down to the retro bottom drain, and because there's a one-way valve in there, boom, done, sorted. So yeah, happy days. Anyway, that's it for this week, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this kind of content. If you are, do us a huge favour, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and until next time, keep smiling, guys, and we'll catch you up next one. Take care all.